Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Takedown Talks. I'm here to give you my full card prediction and breakdown for UFC 317. Let's hop right into it. Before that, if you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, put your most confident pick in the comment section below. It helps algorithm a lot. Alright. First fight of the night, Jonathan Denise versus Allen Hines. Classic striker versus wrestler matchup. Jonathan Denise is a powerful kickboxer from Glory Kickboxing. He's coming off that brutal loss to Topuria where his takedown defense and ground game got exposed. But the moments that fight stayed on the feet, he looked world class as he is. On the other hand, Allen Hines is making his short notice debut coming from LFA. He's 5-0 in LFA, which is a decent promotion. Allen Hines doesn't have the smooth distance closing ability. He's basically running towards like a child. I think that's where he gets cut here by a left hook or right hook from Jonathan Denise. Give me Jonathan Denise by second round or first round knockout. We move on to the next fight of the night, Nico Price versus Jacoby Smith. I will keep this short and sweet, guys. Jacoby Smith is minus 2,500. He's the better wrestler, better athlete. He has more power on the feet. He should get Nico Price out of there inside 2 rounds. Give me Jacoby Smith by knockout. We move on to the next fight of the night, Terrence McKinney versus Vyacheslav Borshev. Terrence McKinney is a 1-round fighter. He's good in the first round. After that, he fades away to an extreme extent. He has good takedowns and jiu-jitsu. His striking is not technical, but it's effective for the first round. On the other hand, we have Borshev, who is an elite kickboxer, but he is on a tough run. Most of his losses are from wrestlers or grapplers who are trying to take him down constantly. Terrence McKinney has shown low fight IQ moments in a lot of his fights. Terrence McKinney at the minus odds, you can trust Terrence McKinney at minus odds. If this fight goes past first round, Borshev has a solid chance of chinning McKinney. Borshev is also not easy to finish in the ground or even on feet. He has been historically so tough to put out or even get a submission. It took Chase Hooper almost 2 rounds to get a submission on Borshev. I don't think Terrence McKinney is gonna get a submission. I think Borshev is gonna chin McKinney in the first round itself. Give me Borshev by knockout. We move on to the next fight of the night, Viviane Araújo versus Tracy Cortez. Classic wrestler versus striker matchup, we could say. Araújo is a good striker, but she's getting older and her cardio is not the best. She has slowed down in a lot of her fights in the second part of the fight. On the other hand, Tracy Cortez is a good minute winner. I can say it confidently. She's a good minute winner. She can get the takedowns in this fight. On the feet, she is not a fisher or on the feet. She can hold her own on the feet. Araújo is gonna drop the third round for sure. I gotta pick Tracy Cortez here. Araújo is 38. Yeah, give me Tracy Cortez by decision. We move on to the next fight of the night. It's a banger. Haider Amel versus Jose Delgado. Haider Amel is a striker mostly. Jose Delgado is a striker too. Haider Amel can work in takedowns or get his grappling going or clinch the fighters to win the minutes there. He also got power. Haider Amel is a grinder, man. Jose Delgado, on the other hand, he's a decent striker. He's coming off that KO win over Conor Matthews, where he looked good. Conor Matthews has been chinned a lot of times, so he did his job. I think Haider Amel can take him down. Even Conor Matthews took him down twice. Moment before the knockout. I think Hyder Amil can take him down or even held him against the cage. On the feet, Hyder Amil is not a fish out of water. Hyder Amil can strike a little bit, not in the extent to Ozzy Delgado. He's not technical, but it's effective. I think Hyder Amil will grind out a decision win. Give me Hyder Amil by decision. We move on to the next fight of the night, Jack Hermanson versus Gregory Rodriguez. Wrestler versus wrestler matchup, but both wrestlers are primarily striking nowadays. Jack Hermanson is a point fighting striker, but it's effective. He's a good minute winner, but he lacks finishing ability or even power. On the other hand, Rodriguez is a good grappler. When the fight hits the mat, he has good control on the mat. I could see Gregory Rodriguez landing the bigger shots, win the moments as well as the minutes. Jack Hermanson tend to get takedowns when the fight is not going his way on the feet, but here I don't see him getting the takedowns against Robocop. Give me Robocop by decision. We move on to the next fight of the night, Peyton Talbot versus Felipe Lima. Peyton Talbot is coming off that loss over Raoni Barcelos, where he was minus 2,200. He fumbled hard on that bout. His takedown defense and ground game got exposed pretty bad. He got taken down like 10 times in that fight, which is not a good look. Peyton Talbot is a striker. Yes, good striking. He's a sniper on the feet, but as long as it stays on the feet, he will have a lot of success. But on the other hand, Felipe Lima is a well-rounded fighter, but his base is wrestling and grappling. I have been watching Felipe Lima from Octagon for a very long time. He's a very good prospect. I think Felipe Lima will get the takedowns in this fight. Even on the feet, he's not bad. He has good striking in the feet too. Not to the extent to Peyton Talbot, but it's good enough to hang on the feet till he gets the takedowns. Yeah, Felipe Lima will get the takedowns to secure the rounds. Give me Felipe Lima by decision or submission. We move on to the next fight of the night, Beneil Dariush versus Renato Manny Moicano. Beneil could say grappler versus grappler matchup. Beneil Dariush is coming off that back-to-back KO losses to Arman Tsarukyan and Charles Olivera, which is concerning. But he had a lot of time off, almost 15 months. That's a good time off for back-to-back KO losses. But he also getting up there in the age. So is Moicano, but different career trajectory. I think Beneil Dariush is the better wrestler and grappler in this matchup. On the feet, it's close, but Beneil Dariush striking is not good. Moicano is a little bit more technical, like slightly little more technical than Dariush. But Dariush throws a lot of more volume than Moicano. Moicano thrown more than 35 significant strikes in only 2 of his 27 matches. That is against RDA and BST. That is a 5-round fights. Both of them are 5-round fights. On the other hand, we have Dariush, who throws at least 50 significant strikes per fight. Even if he gets takedowns, he's active with the ground and pound and submissions. If Moicano throws a little bit more volume, he could snatch a decision win here. But I think Dariush will get the better of it in the feet or even on the ground. Give me Beneil Dariush by decision. Brandon Royval versus Joshua Van, striker versus striker matchup. Joshua Van is coming off that KO win over Bruno Silva, where he more than doubled his strikes compared to Bruno Silva and put him out in the round 3. We also had Van third knockout. I think it's like plus 1,500, 1,200 something. That's a good hit. Brandon Royval and Joshua Van, these two are both high volume strikers. They throw a lot of volume slight advantage to Brandon Royval in the grappling and wrestling department. For sure, in grappling, wrestling is close. Probably Joshua Van has more actual takedowns, but Brandon Royval is a scrambler. He'll snatch your neck, he'll get back to his feet even if he gets taken down. But I don't think this fight hits the mat unless Brandon Royval drags it to the ground by snatching his neck or getting his back or something. On the feet, it's close. Joshua Van throws a lot of volume, but he also getting hit. Brandon Royval throws a lot of crazy attacks from everywhere. Joshua Van has been hurt in multiple occasions in a fight and multiple times in his UFC career. Brandon Royval could get the finish here by hurting Joshua Van or even getting a submission win when in a scramble where he gets a back or something. And this is also a huge step up in competition from Bruno Silva to Brandon Royval. Brandon Royval is the number one guy in the division. Joshua Van is outside of top 10. He's like number 13, number 12, I think. Joshua Van has never beaten a ranked fighter yet. He's facing Brandon Royval in his first ranked matchup. That is crazy. And Brandon Royval is an underdog. Sign me up. Give me Brandon Royval by decision or submission. We move on to the co-main event of the evening. UFC flyweight belt is on the line. The champion Alexandre Pantoja is taking on Kai Kara France. Pantoja is coming off that win over Kai Asakura. It's a striker matchup, obviously. Pantoja, we all know about Pantoja. He is a come forward grappler who is not scared to get hit to close the distance. But in this fight, it's different. Kai Kara France has knockout power, legit one punch KO power. He KO'd Steve Erceg with a one punch. He's flat on the ground. This is a stylistically lot tougher matchup for Pantoja than any other matchup, I would say. In the recent bouts, at least, Kai Kara France has a good takedown defense and good get-up game and even good submission defense. He has been finished 6 times. 3 of those are by submission, but those are way early in his career. Other than one where he got robbed and submitted by Brandon Royval, I don't think Pantoja is gonna hurt Kai Kara France on the feet. Odds are a little wide, but it's tightening up a little bit. He was minus 270 to 75 earlier this week, but he's now minus 230-ish. The thing with Pantoja is he slows down too. Okay, he also slows down a lot in his fights, but he has the will to win the fight. Even if he gets tired, he still comes forward, shoots a bunch of takedowns. If he shoots 10 takedowns, at least he will get 2 takedowns. He's relentless with the grappling approach. And Kai Kara France could stuff the takedowns. Most of the takedowns, I think eventually he will get taken down and held down. The thing is, Kai Kara France gives up his back a lot. In that fight against Amir Albasi, he gave up his back easily. If that was Pantoja, he would have submitted him. Not even joking. Pantoja would have submitted him in that position. Kai Kara France does his best when he is on the front pedal, when he is the one pushing forward. But Pantoja's pressure and toughness is gonna be a lot to handle for Kai Kara France. Give me Alexandre Pantoja by submission or decision. We move on to the main event of the evening. UFC vacant lightweight title is on the line. Ilia Topuria is coming up in weight class to face Charles Olivera. Ilia Topuria coming back, one of the most impressive back-to-back KO wins over the legends of named Volkanovski and Max Holloway. On the other hand, we have Charles Olivera, who is coming off that win over Michael Chandler in a 5-round bout. Classic striker versus grappler matchup. We all know about Ilia Topuria and Charles Olivera. Ilia Topuria is a pressure boxer. He throws good 4, 5, 6 combinations. Topuria's background is wrestling and grappling, but he's developed his striking to the point that he's knocking out the legends back to back. On the other hand, Charles Olivera, elite jiu-jitsu practitioner. On the feet, he is so dangerous. On the ground, he is so dangerous. On the clinch, he is dangerous. He is dangerous everywhere on the fight. But this fight is stylistically a lot tougher matchup for Charles Olivera. Charles Olivera always loves to come forward and keep his high guard. Charles Olivera loves to come forward. Topuria, probably the best boxer in the UFC right now. Charles Olivera gets hit a lot, even through his guards. That is not a good thing in this matchup. Ilia Topuria has good hooks, left hook and right hooks. Charles Olivera gets hit a lot by the hooks through his guard. I think Ilia Topuria can land those hooks through the guard or even clean. I don't think Olivera will take down Ilia Topuria. Even if he tries, I don't think Ilia Topuria will get taken down. He will defend the takedowns, keep this fight on the feet, probably get Olivera out of there in the first 3 rounds. If Olivera wants to win this fight, he has to keep this fight in a lot of grappling situations, not just shooting doubles and single legs. I don't think he'll get the takedowns. He has to clinch up, land his knees, elbows, use his size against Ilia Topuria, who is a lot smaller man compared to Olivera. Olivera is massive for this weight class. I don't think it's gonna end very well for Olivera, though. Give me Topuria by knockout. That is it for me, guys. Hope you liked the breakdown. If you want to access my bets, join our Discord server. It's just $10 a month. Even if you don't want to sign up for $10, that's completely fine. There is free chat and free bets for members. In general, I even stream the prelims every single week for every single card. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, comment something for the algorithm. It helps the algorithm a lot. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, peace.